Hello friends, today we will see the use of variables in MySQL. So let us see the examples of that so that we will come to know how we can use the variables in MySQL. So to define a variable in MySQL, we are having a keyword like set. Then to give the name of a variable, you have to write @ say variable name, and then you simply need to write colon equals to, and in single inverted comma you can define the value of that variable. Suppose I am going to define the value of that variable as 0. Same way you can have a variable like a string. Fine, say variable string over here, and you can define any string in this, say Vishal, and we can have a variable where we can store the date also, so that can be like 2006-01-01. Fine. One more thing that we need to take care is, after that defining a variable, we need to put the semicolon so that it should not generate any error. Fine. Now let us see the example of that. Fine. Suppose I am having one table that is called employee table, and in that employee table I am having the hire date. Now I want the details of an employee, those who have hired in between a specific date. So I can write like this. Say I am going to set a variable. That variable is, say, start date. This I am going to keep, say, 2006-01-01, and I am going to take another variable that is called end date. That I am going to keep, say, 2010-01-01. Fine. So that two dates I have taken, the start date and end date. I want to use these variables in the query now. So how I will be able to use that? So I am going to write select employee first name, employee hire date from employee where hire date between. Now I need to write the name of the variable, that is @ start date and @ end date. So this one is going to find out the list of employees, those who have hired in between 2006 1st January and 2010 1st January. Fine. So let us see the result of this. Fine. So I got the result that the list of employee, those who have been selected in between these two dates. So this way we can define the variable and we can use the variable in our queries. Fine. Now let us see one very good example where it can replicate a group by function, and we can number according to the groups. Fine. So let us see the example of that. Suppose I am having this table. That table is employee table, and I want the list. Where I am having the department number in a sequence, and according to department number I want to give the serial numbers. According to the department numbers I want to give the serial numbers. For example, say I am having 5 or 6 departments. Fine. So for 4 employees are there in that department, and for that I am going to give 1, 2, 3, 4. When new department comes, it will start again with 1, 2, 3, 4 in that way. Fine. So let us see the example, or let us see how can we write that query. Fine. So let us begin with So first I'm going to select few parameters which we have to use or we need to have for analysis purpose. Say select, then I need to keep employee name, say e dot employee name from employee e. Fine. Now whenever I want to use a variable, I need to define that variable, and that variable definition can be done in select also. Fine. So I'm going to define a variable in select part I want to use the variable in select portion. Fine, where I need to define it first. Fine. So for example, suppose I want to use any attribute or any column of a table, so I need to have a table name, that is say from employee E. Same way, when I want to use the variable, I have to take that variable first. Fine. So that will be like select, then I'm going to keep it at the rate row underscore number. Initially this will be 0. The value of this one will be 0. It is defined as x, and I'm going to take another variable, that is say previous value. Select previous value at the rate previous value. Fine. And the value initially for this variable will be 0, blank. Fine. Then this is the data that I got. Now I am going to use this variable to give a specific numbers to the tuples. Fine. So for that I want to give the row numbers, so that will be a row number. Fine. Now how I can define the row number? So for that I have to give the row numbers according to the groups. Fine. So for that I have to write if condition. So if previous value equals to e dot department number, then I have to increase the value of row number. So the value of row number will be increased like row number plus 1. Otherwise it will start from 1 if we don't have the previous value, if the value is not same as the previous one. Fine. Then I have to define the value of previous value. Fine. So over here I don't have the value of previous value. I am just comparing it with. But from where I will get that value? So for that I need to write say at the rate previous value equals to e dot department number. So that based on that department number it is going to create the sequence. Fine. So this is the query through which we will be able to give the row number according to their departments. Fine. Let me segregate this so that you can get it in a better way. One more thing I need to do is I need to order this list in by department wise, so that easily we can get it. Order by e dot department name, department number. Fine. Yes. See. One more thing I can write is like e dot first name, employee first name. I'm going to order by first name in descending. Fine. Okay, so the query is ready now. So here you can see the select query is having the variables, and that variables value is already assigned, and how we are going to update the values of the query. And this one is going to perform a group by function over here. Fine. So let us see the result of this. So here I am getting some error, unknown column emp name. So here I need to write emp f name. Fine. Let us execute this. Fine. So we got the result. It is too lengthy. Let me give some alias name to this also, like as row number. Fine. Okay, fine. Now this seems good. So here you can see the row numbers. For in department number 7, we have 4 employees, and in that particular row number is 1, 2, 3, 4. When the department changes, the row number again starts from 1. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again in department number 9 we have 2 employees, so in that case the row numbers are 1, 2, and in department number 10 we have 2 employees, it's 1, 2. In department number 20 we have 3 employees, it's 1, 2, 3. Fine. So this way we can use the variables in our query. Fine. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get the videos related to MySQL every day morning 10 a.m. Thank you very much.